Okay, as you come on and start to view the video that I'm doing, just leave me a comment to let me know that you're here. I would, again, it's Karen Gilbert from Simply Said with Karen. I am a Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm going to demonstrate how to do the double-pointed card fold. First of all, the set that I'm going to be using is the Honeybee stamp set, and this is part of the Honeybee bundle with the stamp set and the detailed dies. It's in the new mini catalog, and then the designer paper is in the celebration catalog, brochure rather, and you can earn this for free when you purchase $60 worth of Canadian product. So the bundle, if you purchase the bundle, is $55.75 Canadian, and all you have to do is add in some adhesive or an embellishment or something to reach the $60, and you can have the designer series paper. So the designer series paper is really pretty, and we'll see if I can get it all into frame here. It's gold and black and white, and on one side there's gold printing, and then on the other side it's all the black and white. So you can choose which you want to use. It's really pretty paper, and not only that, but you can color with your blends some of the images on the papers, and you can also use the die cuts to die cut them out. Here is a card that I created using the set and the papers, and this is a case of the project in the celebration catalog, and it's really cute, and I used the diagonal dotted lines of the paper and then just put a simple sentiment inside. To get started, I'll just let you know what your supplies need to be. We're going to use the stitch nested label dies, and to cut out the shapes you're going to need to have the second largest on the left hand side and the second largest on the right hand side, as well as the tiniest label and then the tiniest label on this side for your sentiment. So this is what the card will look like when you're finished. It has the double points here and here, and you can open it by slipping it out of the holder in the bottom. So then there is images on the inside, and then now I've seen this done before, and some people choose just to stop there and have this part of as part of the card, but I made a full card and then I stamped a sentiment on the inside. So let's get started. What you need is the Whisper White, and it's cut 4 1/4, and it's 11 inches long, and it's scored at 5 1/2. A piece of basic black, and it's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. You need a piece of designer series paper, and that's cut with the largest on the left hand side, the largest die cut. You need one from the designer series paper and one Whisper White, and then you need the second one is the smaller one, and you need one of those. So I've gone ahead and stamped some of the flowers from the set, and I'm just using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink for our images because I wanted to color some of them with the blends. So I stamped the 2 flowers, and they go, there's two stamps, so they go in opposite directions so that you don't have to do a mirror image or anything. And I colored the flowers with the dark Calypso Coral and just highlighted the leaves in the light shaded spruce. So that's done. Now for the folds, or for the points, you have to cut, excuse me, you have to cut 2 pieces of designer series paper, and it's 4 by 3, and then you score it at 1 inch on the long side. So that's 2 pieces like this. And so we'll get started. Also, I used the faceted clear gems and then colored them with the dark basic black. But for this one, I'm going to use rhinestones that I've colored black. So after you've got your flowers stamped and colored, then I want to add the sentiment from the stamp set, which is this sentiment right here, celebrate every moment. So I'll just stamp that on there. And stamp it at the top. Oops, I didn't get that centered very well. And then use some adhesive to attach it to your designer series paper, which has been cut with the stitched nested labels. And I'm going to use snail. It's right here. And just center it on your designer series paper. The next thing we have to do is we have to, excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. And we're going to make the points. But, okay, so once you've got it scored and folded, this is the piece that's going to fit onto the back of your black panel. And what you want to do is don't get it right on the line, because you need to leave some room for the folds. And I would suggest, because this is going to be flipped back and forth quite a bit, that you use tear and tape adhesive, and that really holds it. So I'm just going to put a couple of strips on here. Tear and tape is great, but it's very non-forgiving. When you put it on something, it's there. So you have to be careful when you're attaching it. I'll just put some adhesive on the other point. Okay, so this one's a little high, so I'll just trim it off a bit. Now I'm going to use my paper piercer to remove the backing on the tape. Come on, I don't want to take the whole thing off, just the backing. There we go. So like I said, you want to not put it right up to the score line so that you have a little bit of wiggle room. And we'll do the other one while we're at it. Now for this kind of card, there's no really direction on the designer paper, but if there is, then you have to kind of determine so that you want your designer paper going in the right direction on both folds. So if it's one way, it goes up. If it's one way, it goes down. So to do the fold, you just take from the corner and put it down to the score line, and then you can use your bone folder to get a sharp point. And do the other end. Now you want to be able to make sure that this lies flat. So it's a good idea to put some tear and tape again on the folds. I've never really done a live video before. Most of them I've done and then posted them on YouTube. So we'll see how this one goes. If I lose you, which I hope I don't, you might just have to finish it with the YouTube. So just remove the backing. And then press it down. And then fold it up and use your bone folder again to really give it a good press. Do the same on the other side. Remove the backing on the tearing tape. And then fold the points in, like you did on the top one. And fold it up and press it really hard. There. Okay, for the center here, we are going to stamp the bees. We have 2 little bees here. One goes here. Now I'm going to color the bees because bees are yellow with it's the dark So Saffron blend. And I'm going to put some Winkostella on their wings because bees' wings are kind of gossamer. This is a really great stamp set if you like to garden and the bees right now are in peril. If we don't have the bees, we don't have food. So if you know someone that likes bees or is concerned about their existence, then this might be a good stamp set for them. So to stamp the sentiment that's in the inside, I'm going to use the Peaceful Moment stamp, and I'm going to use Always Remember. I'll stamp it on the top. Now we need to go back and put this on our points. I'm going to use the mini dimensionals. I should be able to find them someplace here. Here they are. I'm going to put one at the top on the top point, and then one on either side. You don't want to put them too far from the edge because otherwise they'll catch on the flap at the back. So ask me how I know that. So then you can eyeball this so you can get it in the middle. There. So then now it's attached to the top point. Now to get this on the bottom, because you want it to be centered and hidden by the top panel, so what I'm going to do is just match it up with the top flap, the top panel. Use some snail and put it on there, the back side, and then just bring it down, hold it tight, and line it up, and it'll be perfect. There. So there we go. Now to put it on your card base, and I'm going to stamp, and it says, "These are the moments we look back on with joy." And I guess this is from Peaceful Moments. And we'll stamp that in black. And I'm going just to use Tombow. I love Tombow because it's forgiving. And you have a little bit of time to, oh, wrong card. You have a little bit of time to move it around. So just put some on the back. And there's a little border here, so you can just eyeball it so that it's the same on all four sides. Not doing such a great job here. See, that's why I like Tomboy. It's forgiving. There. Press it really well so it's down there, fine. Now, to hold this flap, I mean, you certainly can leave it without the flap, but it doesn't lay flat very well. So I did this, and I stamped this and cut it out already, but I stamped the hello from the Honeybee stamp set in black, and I cut it out with the smallest stitched label die, and I cut out a piece of black with the smallest on the left hand side. So we're just going to put it here, and you might want to just kind of see where it needs to go and use some dimensionals. And I would recommend putting the dimensionals on the bottom here, because you want to leave room to get the flap in. Take the backings off. Oh, sure, Karen. But I said, put it on the bottom. For the last couple of days, everything I've touched has gone wrong, so Hopefully it gets better soon. So there we are. It's on the bottom now. So just take it and here. Press it down good. So there's your card, and it's tucked down inside of there. Like I said, I had the clear faceted gems on this that I put painted them with the dark black blends, but I think the I like the rhinestones painted, so we'll see how they look. So we'll put one there, and they're a bit smaller too, so there, and another one down here. So there's the card. I hope you enjoyed this fancy fold. I'm going to try and do a weekly live video. So just watch on my Facebook page and to see when I might be on. And I look forward to joining you. Now, if you need any supplies for this, you can shop my online store, and or you can look on my blog, which is www.simplysaidwithkaren.com, and there is a link to my online store there. Or if you have any questions on this and would like to comment, just leave me a comment on Facebook on my page. So thank you for joining me. This will be posted to the Facebook and my Facebook page, and also will be posted to YouTube. So take care, bye, and have a great weekend.